bum 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 Atomic Stacy. Bum 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 Atomic Stacy. Welcome to the stream. We're happy that you're here. Pour yourself a drink. Tea or coffee, wine or beer. Coffee, wine or beer. Our host, she may be knitting. Our host, she may be spinning. But mostly she'll be chatty Cathy, helping gladly. Get all them bitsies ready. It's Atomic Stacy. An expert at all that you like. Atomic Stacy. So sit back and embrace the delight. You can laugh along, craft along, sass along with Atomic Stacy.
Hey gang, how's it going? Oy. A lot of running around. Sorry I'm late. Here we are. Ken Man, hello. Bash, I am here. I leave. I am not well put together, but I live. Hello to string player Sidley Hinkenitz. Happy Friday, everybody. Oh, we made it. I just ran up and down the stairs like 4 times grabbing shit that I forgot, so it can take a minute. Oh, jeez. Okay. That storm was no joke, yes. No joke. Topher the First, hello. I don't want to admit how out of shape I am, but the only tape measure in the whole house is downstairs. Hinka used that one and I don't know where it went. Lost to time and space. We are going to take yarn. We're going to make a sweater for our mug. And in order to do this, you have to snip it. Trigger warning. Look away. We're steeking tonight. In theory, we're doing the actual cutting on Saturday, but it begins. It has begun. Topher, hello. Queen Keeney, hello. Yeah, I ran downstairs. I'm like, oh no, I need a tape measure. And then I ran downstairs and went, oh no, I need a mug. Then I ran downstairs and went, oh no, the yarn. I'm going to die on those stairs one day, y'all. Just get down to the bakery. Heck yeah. Are you still loving it as much as you sound like you were loving it? Not put together sounds about right. So working on Knitmas projects tonight and snipping practice at a later date. Not a problem. It is at Gort's house? Who's Gort? We're steeking tonight. That sounds sturdy. Hey, I'm a FaceTime with my mom tonight. Steeking is when you knit something in the round and then you cut it on purpose. It sounds terrifying, but it's not. Oh, it is. String player, you're right. You know how people are like, how many stitch? I have bought 6,954 stitch markers in my life. How many can I find right now? 6. I can find 6. I'm like that, but with tape measures. I specifically bought 6 of them this summer, and this is still the only one I can find. I know Hinka Knits had one in this room a week and a half ago. I cannot find it. I bet you took it. I'd take it too. So yeah. I'm not fooling with that word. I almost got banned once. Steek. Steeking. Other things are not that. The borrowers took them, but they didn't put anything back, and it's getting really old. Really old. All right, are y'all ready to do this thing? Or Perkins snagged it while supervising the packing. That cat does steal a lot of things. A lot of things. But tape measures aren't one of them. Because they're too smooth for her to stick her anometers into. So yeah. Because they put the extras in safe place. No, they all end up in this black box with all my knitting supplies in them. You know what's not in there? A tape measure. So I had to get the emergency tape measure from the coffee table drawer, which I must put back after this stream, or it too will be lost to the sands of time. This is the one last hope. I know where a tape measure is when all other lights go out. We watched Lord of the Rings earlier. I don't know if you can tell. When all light fades. Alendia, our brightest tape measure. Hey gang, how are y'all? We are doing a bonus stream tonight with a tutorial from one of our charity streams that y'all unlocked. Rescheduled, unfortunately. This is the rescheduled COVID version. And now it's time. Bones stream. Bones. All right. We're gonna dig super into it because it's gonna take a while. You have a dimensional portal in that box. Stop putting things in the box. All the other things are fine. It's just the tape measures. All right. Let's, do I want to turn this up? Oh, that's too much. Oh, boner. Oh, just kidding. There we go. Hank and Knits, my love. Almost 2 years. Are you subbing to distract from the fact that I can't find that tape measure since you used it? I'm teasing. I kid. Did find my lip gloss though, so that's nice. All the other things are fine. For now. That doesn't sound ominous at all. Thanks. Now other shit's gonna go missing. You know that, right? Fergster, hello. Not as good as Hank and Knits. I do my best. GFD. If y'all like the Atomic Stacy theme song, y'all need to thank GFD right meow for it, because she wrote it and performed it. Hello, my dear. Thank you for the 7-month sub. I'm gonna shout you out. You guys can also check out Gray for Days music. Livesies, usually on Sunday evenings. Watch some of that ginormous Rambouillet I bought. Heck yeah. Gio, did you see our wool is officially done and drying? Posted a picture last night and everything. Wool drying on the sweater rack in the bathroom. The top rack is almost all the way dry. The bottom one, of course, is not, because gravity, I don't know. Your theme music sounds like there's multiple singers. They're all Cat from GFD. So there we go. Hinka, you would be so proud. I made a pumpkin hat for my friend's critter to be festive. Heck yeah. So we're hanging out tonight. We're doing the steeking. I put it on one of the glass coasters on the big yarn cube shelf thing. Oh. Hey guys, I found it. Hank, I love you. I'm having a crisis. Crisis alert. That's for you, String. How are you guys doing? Hello. Happy evening. We're doing bonus stream tonight on a bonus night. Gio, I hope your washing went well. Hinka, thank you for not stealing my tape measure, even though I am still having a crisis. Lady E, hello. Fergster, hello. I am, in fact, okay. We have had a small leak in the roof. We are in queue to eventually get a roofer to go up and take a look. The question is there a leak around one of the vents? Is there roof damage? We didn't lose any shingles. So is there a leak around the vent? Is there actual damage to the vent? Or is it from sideways rain? I look forward to solving that mystery in the next week or so. We're steeking today. I have some very earthy tones. I cast on color work this morning. Yes. At least you have a roof. This is very correct. And we have power and we have internet, which is more than I can say for about half the people that I work with. So today was very interesting at work. So we'll see. We'll see how the weekend goes. I'm okay. I heard that shit had been mad. Fergster, you have no idea. It was a lot. So much. I don't know how to describe it, but it was worse. It was the worst hurricane I've ever been through. There's no other way to describe it. Like, I've been through technically worse hurricanes. Like, technically Irma and Charlie were category 3, and they were technically worse. This one was weird. It was too big, and it was too slow, and it was very strange. And the sound was so much more than other hurricanes. And there's no other way to explain it. And I talked about it a whole bunch yesterday. See, the weather is angry in Florida. Yeah, but did you guys see the picture? It was the most beautiful day in Florida, in all of Florida today. There was not a cloud in the sky. It was cool. It was breezy. I had the windows open. It was so gorgeous. I've never seen a sky so blue. The day after a hurricane is a miracle. Not because you're glad the weather's over. Like, it is literally the nicest day possible. Damn nature, you scary. Too big and too slow. Not a thing I've ever been accused of. Hello, Seattle Forge. That's like when a woman is so mad she smiles quietly. Oh no. You know. That's different. You know. Seattle Forge, I do love your I do love your birthday tea and your birthday card picture in the Discord. I don't think I can show that on stream. I think I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Damien's mom, from what I understand, is doing okay. She was up. She's way up northern Florida, so she didn't get like any of it in comparison. All right, so we're going to get into it. We're going to go slow. Go slow, baby, go slow. Or the happy after she burned it down. The happy after she burned it down. Yes, that is absolutely correct. So I'm using Wool of the Andes. It is non-superwash wool. It is good old Knit Picks. Some good old Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. I have Hayes Heather is the purple and Shire Heather is the green. And it's just good old Highland wool worsted weight. You can use any yarn you like. Non-superwash is highly recommended. I had 2 favorite birthday cards. The first described me as a donut with sprinkles in a world of plain donuts, and the other was in the Discord picture. I approve of this message. All right. So, things we need to make our sweater. Opinions vary wildly. I don't see why it can't be both. Purple, hello. How are you? All right. So, the first thing we need to do to make our sweater mug is get your mug. Obvi. I have a bunch of mugs this size, so I grabbed my Knit Picks mug. We got to measure how big we want this thing to be. So, we want it to be before the handle, so there's plenty of room. So I'm probably just going to link my tape measure right up to the handle. Because remember, we're also going to sew a button band, so plenty of room. So going from here, around, whoop, handle to handle is, so it's 9 inches, and then I'm going to back up that bit. So we're going to say 8 3/4 is the optimal amount. S. Rice, hello, my dude. Thank you for that 2-year sub. Dude, why do you keep coming back? No, I'm kidding. S. Rice, hello, my dude. Thank you so much for that 2-year sub. The numbers get so high, and I forget I've been streaming for over 2 years. Like, it doesn't feel like it, but I have, haven't I? Sorry, I dropped the ball on keeping on renewing with my Prime sub. Stories, I'm just happy you're here, man. I don't expect anybody to keep coming back. Hello, my dude. Happy time zone. What kind of buttons? Any button you want. You got those weird leftover buttons from your coat? Now's the time. Glad to no longer be in the hospital. Best week I've had in a while. Excellent. Did everything go well then? Use Sharpie. So, secrets. Those are secrets. Use the Sharpie so you guys can see. I know it's kind of blown out. I don't know how to... There's no way to unblow it out without making it too dark for me to see. Let's try this real fast. That's a little better. We'll take it. All right. Dan, hello. How are you? Jimmy Hoffa buttons. You know that coat. So any buttons you have left over, like buttons that were spares from a coat, anything, a toggle, a button, you could knit a bobble, anything that will secure it in the back. So what is happening is, we are knitting a tube to go over our mug. And then we are going to snip it where the handle goes. And then we're going to make a button band to put a button to clasp right under the handle bits. What buttons are you using? I don't know yet. I will probably use an old coat button. I have a sewing kit back there with all of the like spare buttons that come on shirts and stuff. It's great for all your spares. I also think I have a spare toggle. I might toggle it. All right, so our mug is 8.75 inches around bitses. Union buttons? GFD's got a great song about unions. You should check it out. And then I'm going to take off an extra, let's say, how big do we want our button band to be? Let's say an extra 1/4 of an inch. So minus the band, we want it to equal 8 to 8.25 inches is the goal, is the dream. Oh, it's above average, baby. Yarn Crafter's Corner. Oh, look, a button before the snip ship. Yarn Crafter's Corner, thank you so much for that sub. Thank you for that 11 months. Baller status incoming. Just kidding, you're already a baller in my heart. All right. So we got our 2 colors. We got the measurements. You know what I need? Needles. Those might be helpful. All right. So because we're knitting these in the round, it has to be circulars or double points. But double points are my arch nemesis, so circulars it is. I feel the same way about circulars as a lot of people feel about wasps, which is, I'll see you in hell. Okay, they're not that bad, but still. Sorry, I forgot to turn closed captions on. All right. I prefer double-pointed GFD. I will send all of my double-pointeds to you. You can have them all. Do not want. We also want this to be a slightly smaller size. We don't want to go too crazy. You know what? I might just use these. Let me double check. GFD, I just got your joke. Look, I may be slow, but I'll get there in the end. I really need an emote. I really need to commission Damien to make me an emote that waggles eyebrows. It's just this and then the eyebrows waggle. That's all I want. Circulars are too big and stretch my life's work. I fully meant both. I had a feeling. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. I love all of you so much. Alrighty, so let's see. I think I know this is worsted yarn, but I want it to be a little smaller. So I'm feeling the 6s. Those are probably the only needle sizes I don't have. Oh, look at that. What are these? 7s? It may be 7s. Hold that thought. Do I have 6s? Am I a hot mess? Yes, I'm a hot mess. What are these? What are you? Your needles. Bobistu. Those are 4s. Guys, I'm losing my tiny mind and I can't find any of my needles tonight. Everything is bananas. You love this tool roll? Thank you. It was an Etsy purchase when I was a tiny bobby knitter. A wee bob knitter. And I kind of adore it. And I put all my knit pixes in here. And then the end bit unzips and it's got all my connectors and things. I have 6s. Bobistu 6s. Oh, I know where all my 6s are. Hold that thought. Hang on, guys. BRB. I know where my needles are. We're gonna take a super quick break. Super quick break. I'm sorry. I love you. that moment when you put everything together so that you'd be prepared and then promptly forget you put everything together. I put the needles with the buttons. So these are all my spare buttons where things end up when I have taken them off the tags. So you could use an old coat button, works great. I have several of those. Probably something a little flatter so it lays against the mug a little bit better. So I might use this black one. Also, like the huge ones with the one. I don't know if you can see this. The one bit on the back. Those are also very nice. Or you could do two smaller ones. And the beauty of it is they also don't really have to match. Because they're gonna be under your mug handle. Hashtag close enough. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do two small buttons. Pokemon Pearl, hello. Today I have lemonade with Patski infused vodka, and it tastes like a lemon bar. You should have just used gin. I bet it's delicious. All right. Oh, let me get these out. Let's tighten these boys up. All right. All right. Punchki. Punchki. Oh! I bet that would taste like a lemon bar then, because it would have the candy. Well, now I want to try it. Gosh dang it. Alright. 2 buttons. Needles. Yarn. The yarn. Now we need the pattern. So, any colorwork bitses will do. As a native Detroiter, I love a good punski, but I've only had them at Lent. Punchki. I cannot remember the last time I had any. I cannot remember. What you making, Lotus? Hello, we're gonna make a mug sweater, a little mug cozy. This is one of our incentives that we unlocked during one of our previous charity streams. So we are doing a tutorial on how to knit something circular and then cut it on purpose. Trigger warning may apply. Hello as well. All right. Pattern. That's what we need. So any colorwork pattern will do. Anything you like. I put some free patterns in the Discord to give you guys ideas to use. But where did mine go? Slowly losing my mind. Where did mine go? Here we go. So I'm gonna make some little leafy boys. All right, cool. I'm here for it. I'll be lurking because crochet. I can't knit, but I like to hang out with fellow fiber artists to keep me flowing. Heck yeah, I do the same. So I have a little tiny, I'll show it to you real quick. I have a little tiny autumn leaf that we're going to go ahead and do for color work. It is 9 stitches when you put the in-between stitch in. So we'll have to cast on duplicates of 9. It helps to swatch, but this is so small, I'm really not worried about it. So there's 2 things we got to do, right? So, okay. So we're going to make, it's going to be circular. We're going to knit it circle, but it's going to be flat. So what we're doing is we're knitting a flat thing to go around the mug. We'll put a button band on it. On either side. One will have buttonholes. Hey. One will have buttons. And then they'll together. I do recommend at the bottom, it's easier if you have it's easier to do steeking and color work in general if you have a couple stitches at the bottom and a couple stitches at the top. I'm going to do ribbing. You could just do flat color. The other reason I'm going to do ribbing is because in the middle, it's going to be all stockinette, and stockinette always wants to curl. So having a ribbing at the top and the bottom will help it keep its flat. Right? And then I'm going to put little leavesies in it. Aww. Woo. Ah, yes. And I think I'm going to be crazy. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it purple for the bottom. And the leaves. And the top. And then I'm going to make the background and the button bands green. Crazy, I say. Someone watch out for that woman. She's unhinged, I tell you. So there we go. So first thing we need to do then. But first, what we're going to do is we're just going to knit this middle part. So there's no button bands in the bit we're knitting. It's just ribbing for days. So what's going to be is it's just going to be our flat bit and then like 4 stitches. We'll do 5 stitches. So we're going to do just this part. Plus, we're going to do 5 stitches. And these 5 stitches are going to be where we're going to secure it and then snip it. Let's see here. Steeking. And usually, the bit where you're going to cut it has something a little bit like this. Perfect. Here's a great example. New tab. So what we're going to do is we're going to knit all the way through. I'm not going to knit the rib where we're going to cut it. I'm going to keep that stockinette. And what you do is you do every other stitch either in a checkerboard or in stripes. And what this does is it makes sure that all of your floats are through the center here. Right? Because so basically it traps all the floats. So you don't have any hang-in floaties. Nobody wants a floater. Because so like the purple is going to be carried through this green in the background, right? So we don't want the floats to break loose when we cut it. We want them all to be in the button band area. So we want to make sure that they all get together. Yay. Everybody with me so far? It sounds bananas. I know. It is. I swear knitting is where the real magic is at when it comes to creating something from a ball of yarn. Sometimes. All right, so I'm going to cast on. So there's one. So okay. So we're casting on. Because it's in the round, I always cast on an extra stitch. So there's our extra stitch. We're going to do our 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the steeking spot. And now we're going to cast on for a pattern in multiples of 9. And I'm going to stop when my heart feels full. So you got 1, 2. Ooh, just 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 1 repeat. You can use any cast on you want. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It now comes to my attention that my tail is going to be much too short, so we're going to recast that on. I think I'm going to need 5 repeats, is my guess. This is probably going to be much too long of a tail because that's how my luck turns out, but it's fine. So we have our extra stitch. We have our 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Also, if you have something to where like you are doing like jogs in your knitting or stripes or whatever, or you want to do a checker box, it's great because you just put the jog where those 5 stitches are, and it is magic. All right, so now we're going to do it again. So 1, 2. You can do any cast on you want, but my hands just automatically do twisted German cast on. 2, 2. 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 2, 4, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 4 repeats. And a bit of cardboard. Great. So let's see how we're feeling here, because it is going to be quite stretchy. So this feels pretty good. So the rule of thumb is to go for less instead of more, because if it's too big, it'll be harder to capture our floats and then snip it, right? And if it's too small, we just make the button bands on the sides bigger. So we're going to go for 4. And if we get to knitting and a row or 2 and we're like, this doesn't feel right, then we'll just undo it because it's not very much knitting at all. All right, stitch markers. So we'll need 2 stitch markers. Which ones to use? Let's check the jar. Yeah. I would like to use Hedge the Hug. Get one of these yarn boys. Actually, we're knitting with green yarn, so let's not use the green hedgehog. Nope, that's purple. Haha. Dyson yarn, as it should be. As it should be. Right, so if we want to, we can also have stitch markers that separate our patterns. So we'll have 4 repeats, so we'll get out 3 stitch markers. This just helps keep them separated, which is nice. It's very nice. Pulls out the sweater whip since it's hand knit season again. Yeah, it's finally cool enough. I'm pulling the birthday sweater back out this weekend. And we're going to see how far we can get on it. All right, knitting in the round time. So, my stitch markers to safety. Not use the tail end of my yarn because I've learned my lesson. Gosh darn it. All right, so the first thing I always do when I'm knitting in the round is I slip that bonus one. And it's nice because then it keeps all of my knitting together. The other thing I'm going to do is make sure I didn't twist all my stitches. There's the tail. All right. Stitches are untwisted. We're looking good. We're magic looping. Yeah. Let me know if you guys need to look in closer. I can zoom in. And I'm just going to do a good old 2x2 rib. No, I'm not. So there's the one we slipped, and then we're going to do 3 stitches of our 5. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to put stitch marker down. Oop. So we'll have 2 on one side and 3 on the other. And if it makes it easier for you to slip it here, then do it. I like having the in-between where my needles cross. Dak, hello. Good evening. Happy time zone. Thank you for the 8-month sub. How are you doing? We're steeking. We're doing how to make knitting to cut up later. So I'm going to do a good old... Yeah, I have an even number, 2x2 rib. Although it really doesn't matter. No one will know. And then when I do the twisted German cast on, I always knit through the back loop to untwist my stitches. And that makes it much easier to get going. TGIF, dude preach. It was a very long day at work today because today is the last day of the fiscal year for work. And it was my first day back after a hurricane, so it was a very long day. But I think I got all the stuff done. We'll find out on Monday. It felt good. It felt like I got everything done. TGIFF. So I'm going to knit this one. Come over here. I'm also going to knit this one, so I'm not splitting my ribbing in between needles. Yes, profanity. And somehow I knew exactly what you meant. And yet I knew. You know what the beauty of steeking is? If you hide your ends in the middle bit, you never have to weave in any ends except the final button bands. True story. It's amazing. Amazing. It's very nice. Oh, we did one. Oh, no, that was good. That is a knit. And then we'll knit these two together. What I should have done, going back to these two. So that's where our stitch marker goes. There we go. One round, donezo. Tinky, hello. Good evening. We're doing our steeking stream. Get rid of this end. It's much too long. It's too long. I'm going to keep trying to knit with it is what the problem is. And we don't need it. Because that's where we're going to chop it. Chop it, I say! We're going to knit yarn to cut on purpose. It's yarn for the slaughter, I say. Alright, so let's give it a little test. So it's looking good. Looking good. Because it'll stop right about here-ish. And then we'll put our button band in, which looks nice. I'm down with it. All right. Well judged. Thank you, Fergster. I will take that compliment. Usually, I suck at eyeballing things, so I will super take that compliment. Thank you. Yeah. All right, and now we're just gonna keep going. And so it is important to keep track of how many ribs you do on the bottom, because that's how many you want to do at the top, unless you're going for a look. Unless it's a choice. So, ribbed. So it's 2 by 2 rib on bottom. One. I'm gonna have to put the Sharpie away. I'm getting fumes. And it's a pretty tall mug, so I'm gonna go. So also remember, you're kind of looking for this amount. You can make the mug sweaters that go higher and lower, but I have a mug warmer on my desk. You know what I don't want to put near heat? Flammable things. So I want to keep a good ½ inch from the bottom, and you also don't want wool where your mouth goes. So we're going to keep a good inch to ½ inch at the top. So I'm going to probably make a band that is about handle to handle. Here-ish. So I'm probably going to do, I'd say 4 rows of knitting maybe, or ribbing, because it's not a very wide pattern, but I also don't want it, you don't want it to go crazy. Logic. Ooh, I thought we'd try something new today. Now we'd try something new today and try making sense. Goodness knows, I didn't have any of that at work today. I may have dipped a lower extremity into the foray of knitting. Do I get to pick which lower extremity? Moist Slenderman, hello. Yeah, logic. I thought we'd try something new. All right, so there's our middle, the other 3 stitches from our middle bit, and then back on the ribbing. No soggy tops. Fergster, I love it. Although I'm used to seeing the Great British Bake Off meme. Nobody likes a soggy bottom. All of them, they've all been dipped, and now they're extra moist. Ooh. And then I die laughing. Purple, how's it going? Now that you're home after all of your shenanigans, how's your recovery going? What are we dipping and getting wet? That is the question, and honestly, it sounds like whatever you want, baby. So there you go. Yes. Our extremities. Wasted all of them, so you get to do whatever you want. Mine looked like a sweater. Your extremity? What? Tinky, we are making a sweater for our mug. So what we're doing is we're knitting a circle. We're doing color work in the round. And then we're going to cut it open. So we can take it on and off of the mug. Your knitting looks like a sweater. I mean, it is. It's a sweater mug. Unless you're knitting something else. And then I hope it is a sweater. I need a sweater like this. Tiny? Tiny? The withdrawals. Oh, no. I want to knit again. Haven't knit in a month. I know how you feel. Know how you feel. There's 2. Boop. Do you have a time frame, or does it all depend upon how you're doing? I mean, you could make a sweater like this, Gio. That's the beauty of it. It can be done. Had to say sweater out loud to get it. It's sweater weather. Oh, I just love it. It's sweater weather. Sweater weather, for those who don't speak. What would you call that? Specific dialect. New Jerseyan, Atlantic Coast, who don't speak Atlantic Coast. Shwada. Mostly how I'm doing. There were 3 days where I had a fever ranging from 102 to 104. No, thank you. Then it's mostly dealing with the pain and getting antibiotics. Had to redo my IV 3 times in 8 days. Oh. Do your arms just feel shredded at the elbow? Last time my dad went in for surgery, they had drawn so much blood from the elbow that they had to start using the veins in his hands and his wrists. They just shot everything else. We don't have to talk about medical stuff here. I know some of you hate it. I'm curious because I'm morbid like that. Did foramen near my shoulder, so I had blood drawn from my hands every morning. Yes. Oh. Not ideal. All right, we're gonna give another test. So it could fit, but yeah, feeling really good about this. Not fond of IVs, thanks. I know. Sorry. All right, so this is 3 rounds. We're gonna use more logic. Let's see. So our pattern is 15 rows. So if we do this, yeah. So I think I'm just gonna do 3 on the bottom. We're gonna keep it nice and small. But I went ahead and I still knit these 2 into our center stitch. Guess I can zoom in now. Done with more of our high level stuff. So we're gonna keep all the ends here in the center bits again, so we don't have to weave in ends. Won't that be nice? All right, so I'm adding on my main color. And I'm gonna do 1 row of just the main color before I worry about anything else. In the center stitch, I'm going to knit both of the colors into it to lock it in. Lock it. Boop. Now I'm going to knit a full row, just green. It also depends on what size yarn you're using. I'm using worsted because I want it to be really big and easy for you guys to see, and also because if I knit fingering, we'll be here all night. Not that I don't want to hang out with you guys for a considerable amount of time tonight, but I do have to finish this in order to snip it in the morning. Not the kind of all-nighter, the fun kind of all-nighter. That's the problem. Gio, are you knitting along today, or have you already made a mug sweater, a mug cozy? Good thing I'm not scared of needles or blood. It helps. Definitely helps. Does the yarn fiber type matter for steeking? Yes and no. It's highly recommended that it be not superwash because you want something that's a little stickier where when you cut it, it's not going to unravel as easily. However, you can totally do it using superwash, and I have before, but you really need to use a sewing machine to secure it. And we'll go over that when we get a little closer and you guys can see what I'm talking about. A bit more grip to it, yes. Absolutely. All right, so come back around. So we finished the first solid color row. So now we're gonna start our little leafy. You can do additional rows if you want. I just want to get right into it. Not my first steek, just wanted to join in? Heck yeah. It doesn't have to be your first steek. I do want to see pictures though. Gio, this looks so cute. Yeah, yeah, you're doing it. Giggity. It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. I realized I opened up a whole bunch of tabs and now I can close them all. Oh, the diamond duality pattern? Yes. Every Sock Madness person knows exactly what that one looks like. All right. %of these tips usually go over my head, but something usually sinks in and gives me that wee light bulb moment. Fingering. Also had to speed knit them. Yes. I knew it looked familiar, and then I was like, nope, we're busy. We'll deal with that in a minute. All right, so now in our center bits, I'm going to start doing that crisscrossy pattern, and we're going to start doing color work. So here we go. So let's get set up. Nope, that's the tail end. Just kidding. That's the tail. So we'll pull this tail down here. There we go. So now both of our tails are down here, and I'm actually going to tie them together. I'm going to knot them down here so I don't accidentally grab them, because we don't have to weave them in. Nothing matters. All right. So now I have my 2 yarns up here. So I'm going to do my color work, which is where I put my middle finger. So, okay. This is a two-parter, right? This is how to steek and also how to do stranded color work. So there are multiple ways to do color work, stranded color work. A lot of people like to hold 1 yarn in each hand. I hate left-handed things when it comes to knitting. I'm for someone who is so left-handed when they're not knitting, I am so extra right-handed knitter. So what I do is I will tension them both around my middle finger or my ring finger the same way. And instead of holding it up here and just knitting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my middle finger in between the two and then do that. So this will keep it so that by having my finger there, it keeps these 2 yarns separate, and it means less adjusting constantly. I'm going to keep the purple as I believe the purple is my dominant here. So basically whatever one's in the front versus the back, keep it that way. And that's what's going to keep your color work even. Whatever one is, I believe in the back becomes your dominant color. Geo, you may have to correct me on this. I can look it up. And I can look up also later examples of what dominant color in knitting looks like. All right, so knitting in here, looking at my pattern. Okay. I just know which one is on the left is the dominant one, but I have one in each hand. Yes. So generally speaking, the one here on the left is dominant. basically what happens is you want your main color. So in doing this, so here, let's do a little bit of color theory, right? So in doing this, where the green carries over the purple. So when I do it like this, and I want to knit the green goes over the purple. Whatever color goes over the other color is your background color. Because what that does is when you put a strand over the purple sticks through a little bit further because it pushes it up to be more dominant. The dominant will show up more and be fluffier. Yes. So it is worth doing to kind of see which, for you, based upon how you hold your yarn, what one is the dominant color and what color do you want. I always drop the color I'm not using. I ain't fancy about it. So you don't have to be, but if you are, so if that works for you and your color work looks even and you like it, then great. If you're like, it does look kind of wonky from time to time, then I'd recommend trying to make one of them the dominant color and seeing if that helps even out your tension. Some people don't have any problem with tension. I have a huge problem with tension. So we're going to do, let's see, what is it? 4 and then our other color. So I'm going to do 1, 2. And the other thing is you want to keep stretching what you've done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach under the purple and grab that green to capture that float. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I should have. 2, 3. Boop. 4. So what that does is by going under the other color, I've captured this float. So I've pulled the purple along, even though these first 4 stitches are all green. And by keeping the stitches you've just knit stretched, that's going to keep those floats nice and even and loose to keep tension good. Goodly. So we'll get back in here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 2 in our purple. 1, 2. Then we're going to do 3 in our green. So 1, 2. And for 3, I'm going to go under the purple and grab that green. And that's the end of our first repeat. So I'm going to put a whoop down. Got 1, 2, under the other one to capture that float. I generally recommend capturing your floats every 2 to 3 stitches, especially when you're first beginning out. The longer you go without capturing your floats, the more lines you get across the back and loopy it gets. I like catching floats more on further, so it's in my background. Yes. I noticed a difference in my Wookiee socks. Still haven't decided which way I like better. Fluffy Wookiee faces seemed like a good idea, but I lost some detail. Yeah. You really kind of have to almost play around with it and plan ahead. All right, so we're going to do our purple, 2. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, we're so good. Look at us. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to capture that float. Whoop. And then that is the end. So we have 2 repeats on the front needle and we'll have 2 repeats on the back needle. Beautiful. If you're also having problems with knitting with your color work being too tight and your floats being too tight, because here's the whole point, right? So you have your floats in the back. When your yarn stretches, you want the floats to be the correct stretch. You don't want those floats yanking and pulling your color work in. If you're having problems with that, what you can do is you can turn your knitting inside out and then knit on the back stitch and then keep going the same thing, but it's just kind of turned inside out. I knit my socks that way. The socks really kind of need to stretch. Floats. I'm swatching flat for in the round Christmas stocking. The back of my swatch looks like a bowl of spaghetti. I really, well, Chem Man, for you, I'm not worried because you're an advanced knitter and I know that you know what you're doing. For folks who are just starting out, it's really important to remember, especially for your gauge, if you don't know what your gauge is and you're worried your gauge isn't as even, or you knit flat a lot and you don't knit in the round. If you're knitting, the thing you're going to be knitting is in the round, then you should swatch in the round. Like I said, Chem Man, you knit circles around me, so I'm really not too concerned. I did have to put an asterisk in there as a public service announcement for newbies. All right, so we're getting back in here. So beginning of the pattern again. So we got 1, 2, capturing that float, 3, 4. And if your float that you're capturing gets pulled forward, you can just give it a nice little yank and put it right in the back and it's fine. With socks, I turn them inside out and catch every other float. Yeah. So we got 1, 2. 2. Capture. 3. Gonna put our other stitch marker in there. Boop. Got 1. 2. Capture that float. 4. And those 2 purples. 1, 2. 1. And then this last one, I'm not too worried about it. No, that's not true. I'm still gonna capture that float. Should practice what I preach. And then when I get here, I'm gonna do green and then the purple. Coming around to the back. So you got green, purple, green, purple, green. So keeping that every other one through the steek to make sure that all of our floats are captured together. And then now we're going to go back to our pattern. So you got 1, 2. Is this brioche, Lady E? This is stranded colorwork. This is just good old making a pattern out of 2 colors. Everything is knit. The flat swatch is still knit from the right every row. I'm just carrying the yarn from the left edge to the right edge. Oh, huge float. Oh. Oh. I tried to swatch back and forth and it wasn't right. Better now that I'm in the round. Okay, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. It's like, I don't know, man. Sorry, I had to step away. Lady E, not a problem. We're doing stranded color work. I just realized I've been wrapping my stitches backwards. Oh well. And then I split that stitch. I don't want to talk about how out of practice for color work, stranded color work I am. This is also practice for me as much as it is for you guys. So the other reason, here, I'll finish this row and then I'll talk about what I was going to talk about. About why tension is important. All right, so taking a break here to take a look after our second row. So if you aren't keeping good tension, the more rows you do in color work, the more it's going to pull in. So you want to keep everything nice and loose to match this beautiful ribbing we just did at the bottom. HC Dark Soul, hello. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to be careful about your floats. And I'm doing this and I really shouldn't be. You generally don't want to catch it in the same spot every time because you don't want to form a pattern here, which is what I just did. It's fine. Because you only see it if you stretch it out. But you generally want to stagger your floats so that you're not catching on the same spot every time. So you don't get that line in there. It happens. HG Dark Soul, how are you doing tonight, my dude? We are knitting. And then tomorrow we are going to cut our knitting. Chop it. Chop it! So I'm going to stagger my floats on this other side, and we're going to see if it still does the same thing. I bet it won't. Anybody got any fancy plans tonight? I'm just knitting every weekend, all weekend. That's all I want to do. There we go. End of our row. We got 1, 2. Gigs, technically. Ooh. Tomorrow I'll make sure I have to have my brown bag. Yes. All right. So now that we've staggered our floats, looking at this, you don't see any specific lines where the purple is crossing in. You can see at the top where we just did it, but it's not nearly as prevalent. And that's why we stagger floats. Don't do what I did. I did it on purpose to show you. Doing our every other stitches for our center belt. Let's see. All right, next row we have 3. Beautiful. So we're going to change our float structure anyway. Spending my weekend trying to get Scamilton erased from my memory. What? Not a fan, huh? not a fan. The other thing you can do is if you're not comfortable trying to catch your floats, you can just keep twisting them. But it does mean you have to keep untwisting your skeins. Love, love, love Hamilton Scamilton. Wait, what? Dare I ask what Scamilton is? Dare I ask? Is it a parody? Oh, the church thing! GFD, you're right! It is the elite. I bet you're right. I picked the most perfect Brandywine tomato. That sounds delightful. You should take a picture. I'm sorry for your loss, Topher. Thank you for sacrificing yourself. Okay, so these stockings will be my first try at Magic Loop. Do I pull the cable through the same spot each time? Or will that be a potential laddering spot, like DPNs? It could be a potential laddering spot. So it all depends upon how bad you ladder or don't ladder. So whatever you need to do to keep it nice. I find that I ladder a lot less in Magic Loop than I do in DPNs, but that would be a potential spot. Do I still twist up my yarn? Yes, I do. No matter what. Or what happens, I will always just twist yarn. Seattle Forge! Wooty woot woot! Thank you, my dude. Thank you for that 9-month sub. What's our baby's name? Our Bobby. Our wee little Bob. Is it the forgiest of Seattles, just like its father? Our sub babies do any tag? Sure is. Show is. We're doing good on our laddering. I'm feeling confident. Feeling confident. Guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's beautiful. Please use these sub funds to send our baby to college. This will fund our baby in college for exactly 2 minutes. I hope he really enjoys roll call. Two, 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 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Art Knit Craft, hello. We are knitting our color work in the round for steeking, so we can chop it later. Chop it. It's 2 minutes longer than I got from my parents. Oh. Student debt is funny. I have paid off my loans, but we will have Damien's loans, I'm pretty sure, until one of us are dead. And it may be a competition at this point. Seattle Forge was, in fact, not fine. Luckily, I was able to work and didn't have loans. Yeah, I worked... worked two jobs and went to school full-time, all through college. But the program Damien was in did not allow him to do that. And they put his rent on his student loan. Wasn't that nice of him? Wasn't that nice of them? How considerate. What? Yes. All of it is true. Possibly illegal, but true. And they were public loans, but they were sold to a private loan company when they got defaulted on. So now we're not eligible for any government-funded student loan programs. Yay. Insert gif of Elmo screaming in fire. Forever. Ponders the legality of that. Well, if you can figure it out, please let us know, because no lawyer wants to touch it. So a special FU, an extra special FU. Student loan forgiveness? Sure, but not to private loans, and not to public loans that were sold privately later. None for you. I had lunch with a college professor today, and she said they are looking to create efficiencies in the math department because enrollment is down. Because college debt isn't worth it anymore? But go ahead, cut math class. I feel like cutting math class is how we got into this problem in the first place. Just saying. String player, this is Nitpick's Wool of the Andes, so it is Highland wool. 100% Highland wool. %. Look at our little leaf babies, guys. Oh. I also wasn't eligible for loans because my parents had too much money that they weren't sharing. Oh. My parents made too much money for funding, but not enough money to actually pay for gas or books. You know, the middle list of the middle class. Oh joy. Not technically poor, but also can't afford anything fancy. Just forever stuck. The middle list. It's true, though. Am I complaining? Absolutely not. I had a fine childhood. But when you literally can't afford anything, it's not great. I 100% blame my parents that I don't have a trust fund. College debt was worth it when it guaranteed you a job with a salary that paid for the mortgage, white picket fence, and a nuclear family. So the 60s and 70s at the latest. Correct. You know, the last time a minimum wage job actually supported a family. Because that's what minimum wage was supposed to be. How much can a man, let's face it, make and still support a wife and 2 children? No matter what job he had. Dad retired at 54. Oh. I'm just gonna work until I die. I'm pretty sure. And a dog and a family vacation once a year with a Christmas bonus check. Correct. And a car and a trip to the Grand Canyon. I'm pretty sure that's what everyone did in the 50s. They just only went to the Grand Canyon. Yarnho, hello. My mother-in-law is visiting and asks what you're making. We are making a mug cozy. Basically a sweater for our mug that we are going to cut apart. Snip, snip in the morning. Chop it. We're going to make a little mug cozy, and then we're going to cut it open and add a button band so you can button it underneath the handle so you can take it off to wash your mug. So fancy, so fresh, and so clean. We're making little leafy boys. They don't look like a whole lot right now. It's fine. String, no problem. Are you gigging tonight by chance? Or is tonight your one off night before your weekend? It's great to be here in streamer. You don't have to worry about adult life. Just leafy boys. Thank you, Artnet. Leafy boys! I am going to turn this inside out because I feel like my floats are getting a little tight on the corner bits where my magic loop is. And this should help. Gig tonight? Yes. I hope your gig goes well. Break a leg. I broke my leg. Row 189 of the test knit for Mage. Yarnho, we would love to see a picture when you have a moment. Please don't let us derail you right now. Thank you, String. Take care. Miss you. my knitting is curling up. There we go. No, I miss you more. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Sorry. It's all fine, gang. Just losing my mind a normal amount. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to say something. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna keep making these leafy boys until everything feels magic.
Everything feels like magic.
I will say color work is easier when it's bigger. Because right now I feel like I keep yanking it, but it's only because there's only so much to yank. Why do kids fight over everything? Forever. Can a swallow carry a coconut? Topher, I really hope you're not looking for a serious answer on that, because you about to be shit out of luck, my dude. Yeah, girl. Hello. Oh no. Boop. We're back. We are knitting in the round. Knitting it up. I now feel like perhaps I probably could have put that extra leaf in. That's fine. Hydrate. Ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you, Topher. Cheers. And a bonus sip of tea. And the bonus sip of tea. Probably could have put that fifth leaf in. Oh well. I'm doing well. It's Friday. We're making knitting. We're gonna cut our knitting tomorrow. I love cutting knitting. Ah. Chop chop. Excuse me. That'll be great. float side is pretty too, just saying. It is. It really is. But with any luck, the leaf side will be nicer. Unless... Oh, no. Whew, that was close. Flip-flop my colors. My mother-in-law's fascinated with this Twitch thing. What'll they think of next? The internet is magic. I'm also pulling in yarn from another project. Hi, mother-in-law. It's fun. It's where all the crafters hang out. All the coolest people are here. It was originally for gamers, but we took it over and we said, nah, we can do better. Have you tried yarn? Here we are. So there we go. We're doing our knitting. Got our little floatsies. You can kind of see the leaf on the front versus the back, which is a good sign. And then if I turn it right side out, got our little leafy boys. Although I will say I probably would have made the stem longer because it's harder to see here. But apart from that, they doing nice. I've never tried crack, but I hear yarn is quite like it. Is it though? I have to put that to the test, you know, for science. Hey, Damien. I'm gonna be back. I gotta go out for science. Don't worry about it. Addictive, expensive, addictive. Endorphin high once you finish it. You always gotta keep your stash hidden / protected. And you always know a guy. Or gal or yarn shop. But you always know where. You always know where. And you'd never be caught dead without it. Every purse I own is, can I fit a sock in there? Can I fit a vanilla sock in there to knit? I have a Sheviet I'd like to show you. You should come upstairs to the bathroom. We're not doing cocaine. We're looking at drying yarn. Why do you need so much cash? Why do you need to worry about it? Oh, man. Oh, can I fit socks everywhere? Oh, wait, to knit. Yeah, I don't leave the house without my knitting. Pics are up. We will check them out here in a hot second. finish this row and then we'll take a look. I promise I can find out how many grams I have. And when you weigh it, you know not to include the baggie. Scales everywhere. Scratch his neck. You got the good stuff? Yeah, I got the cash. It's fine. Officer. Your Honor. Oh man, am I glad Damien's streaming and can't listen to this. I mean, they do call knitters yarn addicts, so maybe onto something. Just saying. The hobby of fountain pens involves syringes and 5 ml plastic vials everywhere. See? It's fine. Depends upon the fiber, but $20 is $20. There you go. Officer, I know it's 2 a.m., but I'm trading ink with a friend. See, the problem with that is it violates the How I Met Your Mother, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. rule. Which is accurate. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Go to bed. I dye yarn. I've graduated cylinders and syringes. There you go. I prefer the term experts. I'm sure you do. It's not going to help your case at all, though. What row are we on? Honey, what's this? What's happening? What's going on here? Too quick check. How are we looking? We're just a little over halfway there. Doing okay. Doing okay. What row are we on? As a reminder, our next stream event is after TwitchCon. It'll be the Horn Along with the Unicornucopia shawl. And not tomorrow Saturday, but next Saturday is our last book club for the year. And craft night in the Discord. We are reading The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. And it's super short. And you can listen to the audiobook version, the full cast dramatization audio version, the printed /ebook format, or the graphic novel. any of those formats will count because it's all the same story because Neil Gaiman wrote all of them. So you know that they actually translate well. Once a week I take over my kitchen with floof and pots of stuff cooking up my dye bath. That's just witchcraft. And then I make spells in the kitchen. That's back to Lotus talking about magic. Let's get horny. Wait, I thought you would say let's get that bread. Because it's brioche. We're going to be preparing all week for it. We're going to do brioche swatch. We're going to learn how to brioche. We're going to learn how to fix brioche. Then we're going to do it all together, Z's. Together today. Forever flinging the stitch marker. Yes, but couldn't pass up the horny joke because extroverted 12-year-old me is apparently calling the shots. Hey. Hey guys. Look at this leafy boys. Aren't they cute? Think we're gonna be a little short of our 8. Yeah, because these are 3 1/4. But that's alright. Because we'll make up for it. Don't look at Discord. Oh, I was just gonna look. I'm glad you told me, Yarn Ho. I'll wait. Perkins, did you scare yourself? Hi. Want to be a stream cat? Do you want to bless us with your presence? Let's see if we can get Saint Perka-Cat of the mildly not meek. Hi. Can I pick you up? Hi. You gonna say hello to everybody? Are we gonna have to get an emote of you because your sister never comes up here anymore? Uncreative, hello! I have a cat for you. Perkins. Butt pets. We have Chunky Baby. Harry Baby. Hi. I'm gonna pick you up again because you're not supposed to be on my desk. Not that it stops you. Come here. There you go. Yeah, lay that foot down. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I just like having my face scratched. Face rubs. Why don't you not worry about what the other cats are doing for once? You are not the fun police. Did you know that? She's the fun police. Oh. You ever see something so cute it makes you want to commit violence? I want to squeeze his face. I want to squeeze his face. Just want to take it. Go, ah! No, I don't like that. Fun governor. It is cute aggression. Also, that cat wakes up and chooses violence constantly in this house. Mom, where is wonderful squishy from last time that I can lay on? Yes, that is exactly why she came up here. And all she got was this, and it's not big enough for her snack pack. Now she's gone off probably to eat one of the other cats. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that, because now it's ruined. Gone forever. You know who else wakes up and picks violence? Sister Minnie on TikTok, a Muslim cat. I might have to check that out. Okay, ready. Oh, good. We stalled. I brought my cat up here. Ooh, Lady E does have the most perfect tomato. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, please hold. Most perfect tomato. As though it grew on the banks of the Brandywine itself. I saw a cat on TikTok named Rice-A-Roni. Yarnho, where'd you put it? Oh, did you put it in... Did I miss it? Hang on, let's refresh. I don't see it. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Took 2 refreshes. Sorry, gang. This is the Once Upon a Dream shawl. Or, no, blanket. The baby blanket that Mage created. This is the test knit for it. And it's going great. Look at it. Oh, it's too big. Oh. I do find I have to post pictures one at a time sometimes, which I think is silly. But there you have it. This looks fantastic. Your tension looks great. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Excuse me. All right. Let's knit. Fun governor like Cashew here. Is Cashew also a fun governor? We had a dog who used to be the running police. Anytime one of the other dogs went running by, she would just sit on the couch and bark at them for being too fast. It was very cute. Speed Racer, slow down. But always. Cashew does choose violence. KB, hello. Welcome home. Hope everything's going well for you. What? Oh no, what row are we on? Okay. Thank you, Knitter Girl. KB, how's it going? That super deep blue you were knitting with on stream today looked absolutely gorgeous. And do this fancy color, fancy gold color for the edge, like a museum frame. That's super cool, actually. It's a fantastic idea. Oh, we will check that out here in a hot minute. My daughter said to make it like Cinderella's dress. Yes. With that beautiful blue-gray. I see it. It was purple. Okay. Sorry. It looked gorgeous, whatever it was. It was super deep. Do you ever have that feeling to where, like, I'm going to say blue and it's going to be purple, but if I say purple, it's going to be blue, so I'm just picking one? Can't remember the last time I knit something. You should. I bet she'll make you feel better. That just make you go, ah. Things are going well and creative. It is delightful to see you here tonight. We are knitting a mug sweater. Tomorrow, we're going to cut it open, steek it. I actually finished my homework for the week, including a paper for my philosophy class. Heck yeah. Congrats. That deserves at least a couple rows knitting something. Naturally. Need to knit socks for myself again. I don't have enough anymore. Oh no. I have this thing to where like all of my socks have been disappearing, and then I looked over and I was like, oh no, they all need to be washed. And then I was like, we'll do that later when Damien's at TwitchCon. I knit during my commute, but it's a super short trip. It's a nice problem to have. I knit during my commute, but there's only one of us in the car, and someone's got to drive. My car hasn't learned how to drive itself yet, although it's old enough to probably get its own learner's permit by now. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Mama's got to knit. Can't wait to explain that to a judge later. Officer? I called Jesus take the wheel. It's not my fault Jesus wasn't paying attention. Tesla, where are self-driving cars so I can knit? Where's my flying car, Bruce? That's a national emergency. Out of socks? Yeah. As it turns out, mine is just out of clean socks. So we're just going to wear the pair I have on a little longer. But you know what they say about black socks? Cashew's chasing a bug. Go, girl. Get him. Attack. Make your forefathers proud. But now I know exactly how many pairs of knitted socks I have, and it's not nearly enough. So I have one of those cardboard suitcases that you get from like Michael's or Joann Fabrics or whatever, that are all decorative under the bed. And then I just fold up all my socks and put them in there. And then I'll wear socks until they get kind of dirty. And then I'll throw them in the pile. And then I'll pull the suitcase out and pull another pair of socks out. So generally go through like a pair of socks a week-ish. 2 pairs a week if I'm wearing them like every day. I looked in there and I was like, oh no, we're down to like 2 pair. My cats are chasing each other. They both have the zoomies. Double zoomies are a real problem in this country. Double zoomies are a real problem in this house because I can hear the cats tear-assing around upstairs when I'm downstairs. And I'm like, oh, this must be how my grandma felt. Its wings will not save it. I have seen your doom and it has come. Cashew attack. Sorry, what? Guys, we're done with the leafy bit. Now we just gotta whoop taper off. Give it a little whoop dilly doop up to the tops. What time is it? That's a good question. 9:30. Oh, this will work out nice. We'll finish knitting it. I'll take a little bit longer of a break. And grab all the sewing stuff we need to secure it. Then in the morning, snipping time. Then we'll pick up the button band. And we'll be done. Dear boy, you've drawn the grim. I mean, technically she was correct. Death really did have it in for Harry Potter. Just saying. Is this from the fundraiser you did a while back? Yes. Also, COVID rescheduled. We were going to do it back in August. Ugh, sorry. Just snip and sip. We're back. They're only 30-second ads. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3. Yes, this is a reward from the charity stream a while back. Rescheduled. It was supposed to be in August, but unfortunately in August I picked up COVID. 0 stars. Do not recommend. So this is our rescheduled charity stream reward. Cats have more food, chickens have more food, people have more food. Life is good. I kind of feel like I might have to grab some ice cream real quick when I take my break. Because I just remembered we have ice cream in the freezer. And that sounds delicious. Now back to work. KB, what are you working on tonight? Found some naughty pumpkin spice Twinkies that dropped in my cart. Oops. Commission blanket. Heck yeah. Winter is coming. Must knit faster. I'm very excited. The end is near. Otherwise, we're just hanging out. So tonight we're knitting our swatch. And then we're gonna sew it up to secure it. And go over that. We're gonna hand secure it. And I'm gonna get some, I have like some hot red thread we're gonna use. Normally I'd pick something that matches what we're working on, but I want it to stand out so you guys can actually see what we're doing. Well, what I'm doing. The royal we. I'm ready to watch Hocus Pocus 2. Me as well. I haven't seen it yet. I do kind of feel like I need to do my annual viewing of Hocus Pocus, the first Hocus Pocus first. It's not ready yet. 2, 3, 4. We did watch the new Rings of Power tonight. And Andor that came out on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, guys. Y'all need to hurry up and watch it because we gonna talk about it on Saturday. Gonna talk about it. Anyone watching The Sandman? Yes. By watching, I mean already devoured it. Like a delicious treat. Like a delicious treat. Delicious. I thought it was fantastic. I really liked how they developed it. I think having Neil Gaiman on the project really made all the difference. Visually stunning. Makes me want to pick up my comics again. I almost have the whole set, plus a signed copy of one of the volumes. Heck yeah! And do a lot more movie nights as the holidays get closer, I think, in the Discord. So maybe that will be something we throw up coming up. Gold Yarn posted in a surprise pic. Heck yeah. We'll finish this row. We'll take a look. That would be awesome. I think it would be really fun to do some, like, full Saturday afternoons where we just watch, you know. Because it's 10 episodes, so maybe we'll watch, like, 5 one Saturday and then the other 5 the next Saturday or something like that. And then I just let it play. And I just say, Netflix, go. Because it's kind of about the time to where I'm like, I should watch it again. It was really good. Because the problem is I finished it and then I immediately wanted to rewatch it. Look at our little leafy boys. They look a little ladybug-ish. That's fine. I'll take it. Boop. Look at how cute. We have like 2 more rows and then we have our top. This will be a little bit bigger than I was expecting, but that's okay. We'll make it work. I figured out a way to make a business card that all you have to do is tap it and it'll download my contact info to your phone. Heck yeah! It's super cool. Technology's great. My yarn just shipped. Oh yeah. It's happening. Aw. Alright, so looking back at the Discord. This is the a blanket. This is so cute. This is a blanket that Yarn Ho made once upon a time. And this is the gold frame fabric. I really like it. I really like it. Oh, we'll take a stretch break. I missed it. Yarn Ho, I was saying that this looks fantastic. I really like the gold. I think it's a great idea. It'll look really nice. And I think this blanket's so adorable. These ads are getting more aggressive. Yes and no. So we got an offer to have an ad revenue split for our ads. Yeah, I was like, this is much more like blue-gray, but I could definitely see very classic Cinderella. It looks very cool. So we got an offer from Twitch to increase our ads to get more revenue, and we're giving it a try. So before it was like they had to be like a minute or a minute and a half, and now it's only 30 seconds, but they're more often. So we're looking to see if it in fact makes us any money. So I'm gonna give it until the end of the month. If we have a significant difference in our ad revenue, I'll keep it, because it's a great way to support the channel just by being here, even though I know it's a pain in the ass. If it's only a couple bucks more, we're gonna put it back the way it was in October, though. When I get them side by side, I'll show you the delicious dark sunlight and plover mix. Plover. Also probably shooting myself in the foot by doing mohair. I mean, have you done brioche before? Or have you used mohair before? Because I feel like if you've done at least one of them, or you have the patience of a saint, it'll be fine. Look at the comment I left on the Ecro. I created the pattern. Gorgeous. Made for my stepdaughter in 2008 before she even had a kid. She had her son in 2014. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. I love my mom. Tinky, is your mom awesome? Most awesomest. All right, let's get our pattern back. We only have like 3 more rows in our pattern. Only 2 more rows in our pattern. Lies. Starlight and never and never. It'll be great. It'll be great. Amazing best mom ever. Heck yeah. We love a good mom here. I have a proposal. What? What's your proposal? Considering you have been able to teach me to do a sock, oh, that's making me nervous. So you're putting your all of your chickens on me being good at this. Oh no. No pressure. Let's all knit something for our moms as a knit along so they are ready for May and for Mom's Day. You know, that is a fantastic idea. I am about to be super knit alonged out though. So chat has peer pressured me to do not one, but 2 knit alongs in the next couple months. And they're so proud of themselves too. So proud of themselves. So we are doing a brioche knit along in October that'll run through the rest of the year, most likely. And then at the end of January into February, we're doing a self-care along, a self-care knit along, where we're going to knit something just for us after the holidays. Yeah. First, I'm going to tangle all of my yarn. That seems appropriate. So we're doing the, let's see, we're doing the horn along. So we're doing the Unicornucopia shawl, which is a giant unicorn horn, and it's in brioche. And y'all unlocked another knitting tutorial on our last charity stream. So we're going to do a full everything you need to know about how to do brioche, and then step by step together knitting this brioche shawl. And then I don't have a date for it yet, but end of January, February-ish, we are also doing the Uncomplicated Love shawl. So no pressure. I hope so. I sure hope so. There are a lot of good brioche tutorials out there, so I am starting to compile a list of where to go and videos you can watch before we get started, so people can kind of start preparing. And then Sock Madness, and then Sock Madness. So we're kind of booked through the end of the summer. Stream-wise. Not saying that isn't a great idea to do like an off-stream kind of thing. I just would not be able to do that on stream. All right, so that's the last row of our pattern. So I'm going to, over here, knit these 2 strands together to lock it in. Boop. And this is going, and then we have 2 rows of just green, and then we're back to the ribbing. I mean, if that's something y'all want to do, I'll make a channel for it in the Discord. You can go crazy with it. I will not have time. I don't plan on knitting for anything for Mother's Day for my mom this year. She is fully stocked up on all the knitwear for the time being. And I know because she requests things. She's gotten very specific at knowing what she likes now. I've been dismissed of my services after Christmas. And if it was anyone but my mom, I'd be like, oh, fancy, tra-la-la-la-la. But it's mom, so I'm like, okay. My mom only wants dishcloths. That sounds really nice. Wouldn't that be nice? So I could bang those right out. Yeah. Make a whole stack like World's Best Kid. Please find videos of brioche that you do, so doing that double knitting. Huh? What? There's a typo in there somewhere that will probably make that whole sentence make sense, but I don't know where it is. Don't need those stitch markers in the middle anymore. So we're done with our pattern. I did, so originally I had wanted to do hand spun for the birthday sweater next year. But I don't think I'm going to have time to actually fully knit a sweater quantity anymore. Because of things. So I think we're going to do the Mothman sweater as the birthday sweater next year. Because I know y'all have been dying to see it knit up. As have I. Oh, but I do it all at once. So there is a video by somebody, but it's not a very good video, and also he's not a very good human. So we're gonna go over that. Like, I'm gonna show you guys how to do that when we do the swatch. So we're gonna knit a swatch in regular brioche so you guys can see how regular brioche works and practice that. And then we're gonna knit a swatch in single pass so that you guys can see how that goes. And then we'll compare the two. Because when you're knitting it, you may decide it looks great, or you may decide one way your knitting looks better one way than another way. But there really aren't any single pass brioche videos online, which is why we'll be doing a kind of step-by-step how-to. Can't find it? Make it. So I will. Guys, look at these leafy boys. I think they look cute. Probably should have shortened them with the thicker yarn. But you know what? I don't really care. Maybe you should make one? Yes, I think I'm going to end up making one. Casey Flamingo, thank you for that follow. Thank you for being here today. All right, so now that we're back on just regular ribbing, I'm flipping this right side out because I don't have to worry about my floats anymore. Just do this twice. I did. Those should have been pearls. There's a bit in the video for the belief in yourself socks for the one pass. Yeah, but it's not great, and it also already assumes that you know how to brioche. So we're gonna be very beginnery. So Lady E, the Tuesday and the Thursday before we even start, before we even cast on, all we're gonna do is make the swatch and go over how to brioche and how to increase and how to decrease. I have it all planned out. Lots of how to. And then we're gonna cast it on together and go over everything step by step by step by step. All right, so going back. Oh, where'd my pen go? So there is our first row of our ribbing. So we got 2 more rows. You definitely need to know stuff going in. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Trying to make this... I've been putting a lot of thought into it. I blame Art Knit Craft. You can too. Quite literally. I'll be following religiously. We will go very slow. We have tons of times for questions. I will save all the VODs for all of our how-tos, just like we did for the sock along. And I'm only gonna knit it on stream, at least for the first several streams. So that way, in case I knit faster than you guys do, you guys can catch up to where I am after the stream kind of thing. And when at the end of stream, I'll put like what row we ended on so you guys can knit up to the same point. So I'm trying to make it very, very user friendly. I'm gonna die when you steek this. It is so beautiful as is. It's gonna get even better. Just you wait. Just you wait. Yeah, we're gonna have so the stretch goal was to do a brioche tutorial stream, but then I saw this pattern and I was like, but it would make such a perfect knit along. So now the whole thing is gonna be doing it all together. All together. one more row of ribbing, and then we're going to cast off, and then Stacy needs to take a big old break, get up and stretch. We've been going almost 3 hours. Dang. That's why I was like, my back, I can feel it. I need to stretch. I would explain it. So close. So what we'll do is, so we have the rest of this row. I'm going to do just a simple bind off. Doesn't have to be too terribly stretchy, just like our cast on. It really kind of doesn't matter. And then I'm going to take a little bit longer of a break. Not terribly long. I really just want to grab some ice cream and also get up and stretch. And then when I come back, we're going to sew to secure at least one side of our steek. We may not get to both sides tonight, which is fine. So we got all stream tomorrow to finish this up. All right, so this fifth stitch in the middle, I'm going to slip. And here I'm going to start the bind off. Just going to do a backwards loop. Stretchy bind off. Something to make the top look nice. A nice polished edge. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that nice? In the zone. Bind off zone. I'm also just thinking about ice cream. It's that old-fashioned vanilla ice cream that looks super yellowy orange. And I have chocolate chips and marshmallows downstairs. Just gotta throw it all together in a mug. It's gonna be great. I don't know when this stream turned into ice cream ASMR, but here we are. Apparently this one happens after dark on a Friday. Nummy, I'm looking forward to it. My hair gets in everything? Gee, that's why I chopped all mine off. No regrets. This bind off is mesmerizing. So all you do is you slip it, you twist a stitch to slip it back on. And you knit both through the back loop. Then you twist it to slip it back on. And I do really like it for the tops of things because it does give this nice edge. And is fairly stretchy. Not terribly stretchy. Like, it's not stretchy enough for socks, but it is stretchy enough for this. The problem with, like, the bind off I'd normally use for socks is that it would make the edge, it would kind of bow the edge out too much and flare it out, and I don't want it to flare out. I want nice and flat. Smooth edge. It's really nice for shawls that have like you are not going to be stretching it at all when you block them. And you want a little bit more of a structured edge. I like this. But if you're going to be stretching them at all, you really kind of have to use like a super stretchy bind off. This is just a stretchy bind off. It's not a super stretchy bind off. He may not find your car, but he will find you a car. Here we go. Brr, brr, brr. Dunzo. So we're going to give it a good stretch. So in a perfect world, we would block it. Or steek it and then block it. There will be no blocking tomorrow. Tonight. Ain't nobody got time for that. Also, it's really not necessary. I'm giving it a nice good stretch though. So all my stitches can kind of even out a bit. Make sure I don't have any floats poking through. See how nice this is? And then you can see here, excuse me, is my steeked bit. So based upon how the floats were going, this is where it's gonna happen. So what we're gonna do is we're going to sew a nice edge on either side of the center stitch. Chop it. You can do a crocheted edge. I feel like it gets kind of bulky depending upon what you're doing. And if it is not superwash, a crocheted edge will not. If it is superwash in any way, shape, or form, a crocheted edge will not work. The yarn will be too slippery to hold it. So we're going to do a sewn bind off because it works on everything. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go bathroom. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to grab a little bit of ice cream. And then we're going to come back and we're going to at least sew once. I think we're going to sew one side of the steek and then call it a night. I claimed second and immediately fell asleep to the theme song. Siddalee, I hope it was lovely. I fall asleep. I find crafting, like makers and crafting streams, like so relaxing. I will often, especially on the weekend, I will often put them on the TV and fall asleep on the couch, and it is beautiful. You're done already? We're done knitting. We're not done for tonight. We're certainly not done in the steeking process. But there we go. So we're going to take a break. I am going to run an ad or three, get those out of the way, and then we'll be back, and we'll keep going for a little bit. If you guys have not gotten up to stretch or gotten a snack or had water, you should also do all the things. I'll be back in about 7, 10, not 10. More than 5, less than 10. We'll aim for 7. Back in 7 minutes. See you guys soon. . All right, gang, I'm back. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Let's get some needles out. Sharp, that's nice and sharp. You want a fairly sharp needle for this. I was gonna grab red thread, but then I remembered I have this super light blue lace yarn that should work really nicely for it, so we'll do that instead. So we do that. All right, so what we're doing is we're going to secure all of the stitches that we just made so that when we cut it, it doesn't unravel. Okay? Okay. So we have our, so of the 5 stitches here in the middle, we have our center stitch, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure the stitches right in between the 2nd and 3rd and the 4th and the 5th. We got to zoom in hella close. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do 4 and 5 over here first. Start at the bottom. Unknot this, sort of. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we capture all of our loose ends, so we don't have to weave in any ends, because fuck that. What we're doing is, so what we're going to do is we want to go through all of the stitches and secure them. It really helps if I'm in focus. So let's do this. I think this might be easier. So we'll go for the middle of the 4th stitch. Normally I go in between stitches, but I think it'll be easier for you guys to see it if we go through the middle of the stitch. Also being in focus helps like so much. Okay. So if you are having a hard time remembering which one is which, you can put removable stitch markers in. But I'm just going to follow this down to the bottom to where we first start out. So down here. And the reason it needs to be a sharp needle is because you want it to you want to split every stitch. You want to secure, boom, right in the middle bits. Also gonna get the, oh, that probably wasn't the best idea. So let's pull this over. Starting it is always the weirdest bit. So I want to get these ends in. So I'm gonna go through the end, up through here. And we're just gonna do kind of sort of a whip stitch. Just gonna tie my end. Nice knot. Whoop. And we're gonna keep going in an upwards direction and try and capture all the yarn, all the floats, all the yarn. Get it nice and tight. So again, you want to split those stitches. Nice sharp needle, splitting all the stitches. So the first bit here, we'll capture that edge. Get the edge nice and tight. All right, so now looking back here. Boop. I was over a little too far. That's fine. Just try and get all the stitches in the middle. Nice and tight. going to go in under where I just made that stitch and then up through one of the floats and split that stitch. And if you don't get all of them, that's okay. Make sure you get all the ones in the front, because what we can do is you can always go back down the butt side. So this is where, if you had non-superwash yarn, I would highly recommend doing this with a sewing machine, because you can make the stitches hella small and then just sew the shit out of it. But there's no way for me to get my sewing machine out on stream to show you guys how to do this. There's no way my sewing machine will ever fit on this desk. So hand stitching it is. Also, you may not have a sewing machine, and that's fine. That's why we hand stitch. Normally, you could use a yarn that matches a lot easier, a lot more. But honestly, it really shouldn't show, so it shouldn't really matter. You can steek this, so you can sew your edge, real close to where your pattern is, but there's really no point. That's why we made the bunch of extra stitches. So want to know a creepy crafting thing that happened today? Sure. Devian says hello. Huh? Okay. Turn all the way up, trying to split as many stitches as possible, and then when we loop around, trying to wrap the yarn around as many stitches as possible. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it inside out, and we're going to go back down the other way. Between the two should be nice and secured. Secured. Went to a person's house, knocked and they didn't answer, went to get a pen, noticed blood red glitter in the gutter. Sat there for a minute debating if I should call dispatch. Blood red glitter? It's the glitter that really throws me on this one. Stick our end in here. And wrap it around so it's good and nice and tight. We're going to pull the yarn through the back. Now let's put it inside out. Oh, blood red water in the gutter. Oh. I thought it was blood red glitter in the gutter, and this makes so much creepier not sense. All right, so you see on the back how doing that really tied everything together. We're gonna do the exact same thing. And honestly, it doesn't matter if it looks like trash on the front. No one's gonna see it. It's the glitter that really throws me on this one. So we're gonna pull the yarn through the back. Now let's put it inside out. Oh, blood red water in the gutter. Oh. I thought it was blood red glitter in the gutter, and this makes so much creepier not sense. All right, so you see on the back how doing that really tied everything together. We're gonna do the exact same thing. And honestly, it doesn't matter if it looks like trash on the front. No one's gonna see it. Water. Blood red water. Okay, I'm with you. Sort of. This sounds bananas. Please proceed. I'm going to capture where that other end is. I'm going to hold it down and make sure we go all the way around it. Hold that nice and tight. Capture that end in. Even an ends is for suckers. It's not, but we're not doing that today, I assure you. So here's this green float. See how we missed this float? So now we're going to go back through. And one, I'm going to stab through it. But two, I'm going to make sure that we wrap all the way around it. It doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to make sure your yarn isn't going to go anywhere. I was about to call for welfare check. Person came out, covered in blood red body paint. They're a Twitch body art streamer. Went to a protest. Got covered in paint. You still throw paint at protesters, or do the protesters throw paint at the police? What are the police protester dynamics nowadays with you kids? They had dyed some clothing and didn't realize it had pooled and not gone down the storm drain. Did you make them show you the clothing? I'm listening to Damien talk about the hurricane, but it's all the stuff I had to tell him yesterday or the day before when I was explaining what was going on with the storm. It's always so cute when he's such a good student. Chill hop, this doesn't sound like instrumental beats for streamers. But I was in a serious dilemma. Well, this is one way to start the spooky season. Yes. Oh, is hanging on the side fence. Okay, good. Oh, I didn't even think about like Halloween. I mean, that would make sense as well. Like somebody was trying to make decorations. All right, almost done here. Then what I'm going to do is this end that we had here, I'm just going to tie it in another knot. Boop. And boop. And then get actual scissors. So now that we've gotten all of our ends tucked in, can chop all of them. There we go. One end done. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can see it really good on the camera. Okay, good. That line of blue thread. Bam. Done. So now's the question. Well, you know what? We might call it a night. Because I was going to be like, we should do the other side. But now I realized if I do the other side tonight, that means first thing Saturday morning, you guys all wake up and I cut knitting and there's no foreplay. So maybe we're going to secure the other side in the morning. That might be a safer use of our time on stream. Like a little refresher. No, call it a night. And then I wake up and then I choose violence. Yeah, we like some foreplay here at Atomic Stacy. Sexy. It's nice. Nobody ever got mad at a little foreplay. A little foreplay does go a long way. I use the Oregon grapes to freak out coworkers. What are the Oregon grapes? I once dressed up for a contest at work and had an extra stop me in the gas station to make sure I was okay. That's fair. That's just a good Samaritan. This is the one time I will agree to end earlier on time. I mean, technically, we're very late. Because normally for our evening streams, I try and end around 10. So we've already run late. And also this is just a bonus stream. So it's all bonus time anyway. So we'll do that. We'll call it a night. So in the morning, we'll secure our other side on the steek. We'll snip it. Yeah. We'll pick up the stitches for the button band. Whoop. Knit a nice dark green button band. And then put this puppy on a mug. But you know what? This turned out pretty damn good. I'm very proud of it. Keep these handy.